The key to leveling up fast in Tarkov is being as effective as possible. Not just with questing, but with everything that you do. Did you know that a single headshot scav kill is enough for the survived status? Or if you remove the magazine and the pistol grip from a gun, it takes up half the space? If you want to rush through your early levels and keep your advantage over the wipe, and maybe go for Kappa, even if you don't have a lot of time to play, this is the video for you. The topics that we are going to cover today are big picture tasking, daily and weekly tasks, stash management, and in-raid tips. Early on, the tasks from the traders are the best source of XP, but if you want to level up fast, you have to do them efficiently. Some you can skip and some you will have to focus on. Big picture tasking means that you are doing all tasks at once that are important ahead of time. Basically, collecting all the items that you will need to turn in, with focusing on the tasks that are locking your progression. For example, the very first quest from Therapist, called Shortage, requires you to get 3 salivas found in raid. Then Operation Aquarius Part 1 and 2 are a dead end. Sanitary Standards Part 1 and 2 are both priority because they unlock Painkiller and then Pharmacist. So from the very first raid of the game, I am looking for 3 salivas, 3 gas analyzers, and 4 morphines, just to mention the items for these quests. The effective way is to prepare these items through collecting them or crafting them, so when you get the quest, you can turn the items in immediately and move on to the next quest. If you don't know what kind of items to look for, I am currently in the making of a series for early quest items that I will post on my channel soon, or I already posted it by the time you're watching this video. With all this said, I still recommend doing all of these early quests if they are easy and they take place on the map that you play a lot early wipe, like customs. But to give you an example what not to do, let's take a look at Shootout Picnic. This quest requires you to kill 15 scavs on woods. That's it. The reward is 2000 XP and there is no follow-up quest. This type of objective will happen naturally as you play the game. You will have to do some other tasks on woods anyways, where you will shoot scavs randomly, so you don't go into a raid just for this quest. The final tip related to questing is this: try to stockpile quests, unlock as much as you can early on, and go into raids with the ability to do not just 1 or 2, but 3, 4, or 5 quests in a raid. Following these guidelines, you will arrive to level 5 and then to 15 in no time, where you unlock daily and then weekly quests. If you liked the video so far, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this. Both daily and weekly tasks are scaling depending on your level. This is mostly important because of the XP reward of the tasks. Between level 1 to 20, dailies are up to 5000 XP. Between 21 and 45, they are up to 20,000 XP. And 45 plus, between 20,000 and 80,000 XP. The difficulty level of the task decides the rewards. A similar scaling is true for weekly tasks. Each day, I accept all 3 daily tasks and take a look at my current progress. I turn in the find and transfer ones or craft what I need. I decide if I'm going to go after the survive and elimination type quests based on what I currently have to do. If I am level 18, for example, and I need to go to customs a lot, and both dailies point to customs, I will do them probably passively. If I have to go out of my way a lot, for example, go to woods and kill Sturman and survive 5 times for 10,000 XP each, and I don't even have a single quest for woods, I'll skip both dailies. When I am at a high level and I mainly focus on getting XP, then I do all dailies. The most effective way is to replace the worst quest. Usually, the find and transfer quest is an easy one if you hoard items, where it's great reward for only 1 or 2 rare items and it's worth doing. The one that I replace is the one that makes me do the most raids or takes me the most amount of time. Be careful, the second replacement is extremely expensive after level 55. Here is an example for a survival type daily that can be done in a very short period of time. I had a daily quest for 4 survivals through the hole in the fence on interchange. My only goal was to get to the extract and on the way there get the minimal 200 XP in order to gain the survived status. I played night raids. I only took a pistol and an earpiece. I ran through the mall every time looking for a scav. Killing a scav will grant you 100 XP. A headshot will give you 120 XP. With 220 XP now, we can go and extract. On average, I spent around 3 minutes on one raid. With downtime in total, I played for 16 minutes and claimed the 28,000 XP. The same can be true for a weekly task as well. If it is a find and transfer, it is usually worth less XP, but can be turned in immediately if you have the items as the quest comes up. If it is a survival type, it is easy, but usually boring, still worth it. If you want to know more about daily and weekly tasks, check out my video about them here, or follow the link in the description down below. Now let's move on to stash management tips. The time that you spend out of raid, mostly in your stash putting items from one place to another, is massive, that you should minimize in order to get more raids played in the same time. When I first started out in Tarkov, obviously I didn't know either which item was worth to keep, so I kept researching each item on the wiki if I needed it for a quest or not. I also kept a lot of armor and guns that I thought were expensive and worth a lot, and I will use it later, and ended up never using them due to gear fear. Probably everyone who plays Tarkov goes through these huge time sinks. On the Tarkov wiki you will find an image like this under quests, which is a little out of date, but it is a good starting point to decide which item to keep for a quest. The most amount of space is occupied by gear that you wear. Armors, rigs, bags, etc. and guns. If you struggle with space and have some gear that you won't use because you think it's too good, sell it. Always sell gear first to Ragman so you would free up the most volume in your stash. Next, sell the guns that you don't want to use to mechanic or fence if no one else buys it. If you want to keep a gun for later use, fold the stock and remove the magazine and the pistol grip in order to halve the amount of space it takes up. Early on, the barter items that you keep for quests and hideout upgrades take up most of your space. Your first case should always be a Lucky Scav junkbox from Therapist level 1. This case gives you an extra 180 squares, which is huge, especially early on. Later on, you should always prioritize getting cases so you can store items more efficiently. If you want to know more about cases, check out my video about them here, or follow the link in the description down below. If you play with Standard or Left Behind Edition, I recommend upgrading your stash in the hideout as soon as possible. Finally, don't waste your time putting everything away after each raid. Do as many raids as you can, and then dedicate the time to sell everything that you don't need and put items away into their place in one go. This saves you a great amount of time spent scrolling up and down the stash. Let's move on to in-raid tips. It is very important to go into every raid with a set goal. This way you only do what you came here to do and not waste time on random things. If you are doing a quest that does not involve PvP, then you should play night raids as often as you can. There are less players in night raids, which makes questing faster. Every raid where you just have to survive and place or pick up an item, look for a scav and go for a headshot. One headshot scav kill is 220 XP, which is already enough for the survived status. If you want to be as effective as possible, tap all the dead bodies because it gives you immediately the XP. This also suggests if the body is worth looting or not. Don't be greedy. If you have your quest item and a full bag of loot, don't go to another loot spot, it will get you killed. Just go and reset. Survival gives you an extra 30% XP, so it is very much worth to play for survival every time, but only if your raids take like 10 to 15 minutes and not 40. I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more content like this. If you have any questions, you can ask me during my live stream, in the comments or on my socials. All my links are in the description down below. Have a nice day.
Yes! Let's go, man! Let's fucking go! Finally!